Namaham Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Purtane Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavani Paschatya Shatarine Kaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Bhaktarinda Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Shri Shinitai Satchi Sundarati Gitai Giriraja Govardhana Ki Jai Ki Bachayo Chayo Gaurachande Ararika Shobha Jaya Jaya Gaurachande Ararika Shobha Jana Vitata Vani Jaga Manaloba Jana Vitata Vani Jaga Manaloba Raki Vame Gadadhara Rakhi Nitai Chan Vame Gadadhara Nikate Advaita Shri Vasa Chakradara Nikate Advaita Shri Vasa Chakradara Vashi Yache Gaurachan Radna Simhasane Vashi Yache Gaurachan Radna Simhasane Arati Korena Brahma Ati Devagane Arati Korena Brahma Ati Devagane Nara Ariyati Kori Chamarajulaya Nara Ariyati Kori Chamarajulaya Sanchaya Mukunda Vasu Gosha Adhigaya Sanchaya Mukunda Vasu Gosha Adhigaya Shankaya Narari Adikori Vashi Yache Gaurachan Radna Simhasane Vashi Yache Gaurachan Radna Simhasane Arati Korena Brahma Atidevagane Arati Korena Brahma Atidevagane Nara Ariadi Kori Chamara Adulaya Nara Ari Adikori Chamara Adulaya Sanchaya Mukunda Vasu Dosha Hatigaya Sanchaya Mukunda Vasu Gosha Atigaya Shanka Bache Kanta Bache Bache Karatala Shanka Bache Kanta Bache Bache Karatala Mathura Medanga Bache Parama Rasana Mathura Medanga Bhaje Parama Rasana Shankapache Gantapache Madhur Madhurama Purapache Shankapache Gantapache Madhu Madhu Madhurabache Shankapache Gantapache Madhu Madhurama Purapache Shankapache Gantapache Madhu Madhurama Purapache Madhu Madhurama Purapache Madhu Madhurama Purapache Haribol Gaur Haribol Haribol Nitai Gaura Haribol Nitai Gaura Haribol 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 Gaur Haribol Pau Koti Chandrachini Patana Uchwala Bahu Koti Chandrachini Patana Uchwala Kalate Shevana Mala Kore Chalamala Kalade Shevana Mala Kore Chalamala Shiva Shukanarada Preme Kathagata Shiva Shukanarada Preme Kathagata Pakati Vinota Deke Gaurara Sampata Pakati Vinota Deke Gaurara Sampat Kipa Chayo Chayo Gaurachande Adra Ikasoba Chaya Jaya Gaurachande Adra Tikoshoba Chana Vitata Vani Jagamanaloba Chana Vitata Vani Jagamanaloba Gaurange Aratik Shobha Jaga Chandamanalopa 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 Jaga Chandamanalopa Jaga Chandamanalopa Haribol 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 Gaura Haribol Nitai Gaura Haribol 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 Gaura Haribol Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Haribo. What a scent! Jai Shri Nitai Sachi Sundari Ki Jai Giriraj Govardhani Ki Jai Gaura Premanandi Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pasakacharya Satarasada Sri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pasakacharya Satarasada Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem se go Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudhi Gaura Bhaktarinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Shri Giri Govardhana Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Ganga Maya Muna Mai Ki Jai Tulasi Devi Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai Samaveda Bhaktarinda Ki Jai Gaura Premanandi, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Krishna.
One moment.
Once again, we dedicate to Jai Patka Swami Maharaj.
Yes, we pray for Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj.
Namaste Narisingaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadayini.
Praladadayini. Jai
Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol. Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauranga Hare Krishna. Beautiful. Thank you very much. I want to remind you, Prakash, and everyone, whoever here said, on 3rd of August, Govinda, Bhakti Govinda Swami are coming, and his spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, is coming, and with other 3 devotees, so altogether 5 devotees, and so stay tuned. There is a possibility of running the program a little bit earlier, at 5 o'clock. Because His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, he is chanting 150 rounds or something like that. So he's going normally to sleep at 8 o'clock and gets up at 1 o'clock and then chants all his rounds. So please do be here, Prakash. We'll make an announcement when we come closer to the date. Did you hear that, Vaishnav Mataji?
Something about being early.
So 5 o'clock would be, I mean, he's asking, Govinda Swami is asking, because Maharaj is chanting 140, 50 rounds. He's going to sleep at 8. He's getting to up at 1 and chant all the rounds in one go. Those are very special. So we have to do one once in a while. And as I thought, he is confirmed, they're coming with a car, they're coming with altogether 5 devotees. So 3 brahmacharis, or I don't know, and 2 maharajas. 2 maharajas! Wow. We're getting some blessings beyond any imaginable. And they're going on the tour, Brighton, London, and throughout the UK, but Leicester is their first stop. Because Govinda Swami, who has been several times on Zoom, and I have been several times on their program in Rouen, in northern France. We have some affinity with Bhakti Govinda Swami. So he is they're starting off their tour in Leicester. I haven't met Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, but we'll have some videos I'll show you later on with a very ecstatic bunch of devotees there. They're dancing like anything, and they have loads of deities. Beautiful temple and a yoga center in northern France. So also, I would like to announce, you will get a separate invitation. Rituan Prabhuji, he is holding a program and inviting all the Leicester devotees. He will invite everybody personally, that was the idea, on 26th of May, a Sunday, somewhere starting there at 2 o'clock, with some kirtan, some pravachan, with arti to the beautiful deities and prasadam, and just some association of the Leicester devotees. Okay, so that's the 26th of May, Sunday. So something coming up. And Leicester Ratha Yatra is last Sunday in June. And Birmingham Ratha Yatra is the Sunday before, a week before.
Won't that clash with this program or no?
No?
If it's the week before, 26th May Ritwan Prabhu's program. So
No, they're coming in 3rd of August.
no, I'm not sure. No, about Ritwan Prabhu's program. You said 26th May. So Rath Yatra would be around. If it's a week before, it might clash with the Birmingham.
Okay, we have to work that out.
Just need to check
Yes.
those dates, please.
We have to check that out because we like to go to Birmingham, we like to go to Leicester Radha Yatra, and we like to have Maharaj here, and we like to go to Rituan Prabhu's program as well. Huh? So it's a very packed summer. Huh? Hare Krishna, good, get some mercy. Huh? Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Chanavallabha Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Gopi Chanavallabha Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Giridvaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Prachanaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Prachanaranjana Jaya Munatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Munatira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jai Nitai Sachisundar, Nitai Sachisundar, Nitai Sachisundar, Jaya Nitai Sachisundar, Nitai Sachisundar, Nitai Sachisundar, Nitai Sachisundar, Nitai Sachisundar, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jai Shri Shri Nitai Satchisundar Ki Jai Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaura Premanandi. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Give us a moment, we'll have to restart folio. That's better. Let's share that screen. These lords are looking beautiful. Prakash, what are you saying? How do you don't these lords, Sri Shinitai Satchisinda, look very beautiful today? Prakash, what do you say?
Yes, Prabhuji. Looking very beautiful, Prabhu. Bottle green dress. Very looking great.
Yes.
And the golden background.
Yes. And if you turn the light a little bit higher, then they're shining even more. And the golden backdrop.
Oh,
Yes, beautiful. Golden. Lord Chaitanya, Lord Gauranga is a golden avatar. I like very much how you put the ring around the scarf.
yes.
That small things, but they make all the difference. It makes it so nice.
Yes, there are only two of them. So
Okay.
the gold backdrop just is a beautiful one.
Let's share that screen. We have a beautiful verse of Caitanya Caritamrita, the very advanced study of devotional service. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Anya Pilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadyanavritam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttamaha. Anyapilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadyanavritam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktim Uttamaha. Anyapilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadyanavritam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttamaha. Uttama, sorry. You?
Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama.
Prakash?
Anichidya shunyam jnanam karma dhanvritam anukulam bhakti ruttama.
Shilanam Bhakti Uttamaha. Okay. Translation. When first-class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires, knowledge obtained by monistic philosophy, and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably, as Krishna desires, purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This verse is also found in Srila Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.11. As we can understand from the Bhagavad Gita 9.34 and 1865. What is 1865? Prakash.
No, Prabhuji.
What is 1866? Famous. That we must remember. What's 1866?
1866.
Sarvadhamam paridhyajya.
Mamekam sharanam bhaja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayami ma sacho.
And what is the verse before that? The more important, or at least second most important. What's that? 65. Manmana bhava madbhakto Madhya chimam namaskuru. Very important verse. So here Srila Prabhupada writes. The Supreme Personality of Godhead wants everyone to think of Him always. There it is written. You could have cheated. Manmana bhava madbhakta. Everyone should become His devotee, not the devotee of a demigod. Everyone should engage in His devotional service, including archana, deity worship, in the temple, which we're doing tonight. We had a beautiful Gaurati, beautifully dressed deities, bathed and dressed. So archana, deity worship in the temple. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyachi yachi mam namaskuru. Everyone should offer obeisances from moment to moment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Question. How can we offer obeisances from moment to moment? We would not get up from the floor. We can offer obeisances within our heart and our mind. That doesn't mean when we come into the temple, we offer obeisances with our heart and our... When the date is right in front of us, we have to bow down. Health allowing. These are the desires of the Supreme Lord. And one who fulfills his, Krishna's, desires favorably is actually a pure devotee. Wow, what a nice definition. So Krishna's desire is always think of him, remembering him, thinking of him, worship him, offer obeisances to him. That are Krishna's desires. If one can fulfill those desires, then here Srila Prabhupada says, is actually a pure devotee, one who can do that. Krishna wants everyone to surrender unto him. And devotional service means preaching his gospel all over the world. That's the second point. Preaching his gospel of devotional service. What's his gospel? Manmana bhavamat bhakto madhya mam namaskuru. To offer obeisances, to always think of Krishna, to become his devotee. These are the preaching. This is a gospel. And we should distribute that all over the world, or as much as we can. So Lord says openly in the Bhagavad Gita, 1869, Naja dasman manushyeshu gaschin me priya kritamaha. One who preaches the gospel of the Bhagavad Gita for the benefit of all is most dear to Krishna. Now that's very important. To become dear to Krishna. If we want to become dear to Krishna, then we have to preach this gospel of Manmana Bhavamat Bhakto to whoever we meet. So Krishna says in 1869, let's have a look at 1869. Nacha tasman manusyeshu kaschin me priya kritamaha bhavita nacha me tasmat anya priya taro bhuvi. Priya taro, priya, dear. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. Everybody wants to become dear to Krishna. Everyone wants to please Krishna. So here is a recipe. There is no servant in this world more dear than he. Who is he? Nor will there ever be one more dear. Let's look. Who is he? Is a verse before. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees. Of course, who is devotee? Anyone who even once says Krishna. There's a definition, eh? Even one who once says Hare Krishna or chants a whole mantra. Even one mantra. He's a devotee. Not a pure devotee. Some beginner stages of devotee. So here Krishna says, one who explains the supreme secret. What's the supreme secret? Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me. That's the secret. An open secret, it's right in Bhagavad Gita, but that is the highest secret. What does it mean? Always think of me. 24 hours, 24/7, always think of me. And there are various ways we can arrange our life to be able to always think of Krishna. Not forgetting him for 5 hours in the day, or forgetting him even for 30 minutes, even 5 minutes, even 1 minute. So we have to, what helps us most to remember Krishna? We can, if we always have the beautiful form of Krishna in front of our eyes, like Nitai Sachi Sundar, Shishi Nitai Sachi Sundar. If we very much attached to these lords, to Lord Caitanya, then that picture will be always in our mind. 24 hours, 7 days a week. If we do some deity worship, 24 hours, which is not that easy, then we are connected there and we think of Krishna. We cook for the deity, we meditate on how we decorate the deity. In that way, we can fill a big chunk of our time of thinking of Krishna. Krishna doesn't say, think of me in a particular way. No, it's very open. Think of me. Whatever you are able to, how to think of me, that is fine. If we can think of Krishna in deity worship 24 hours, that will do. The easiest way, which is, Srila Prabhupada also mentions that, is we just chant continuously. Within our mind, with our lips, loudly, just that Mahamantra, let it go around. While eating, while working, while what stops us? Oh, I cannot chant because I'm eating. Well, you why not? In your mind, in our mind, we cannot chant. In our mind, we cannot say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare while we're eating. Perfectly possible. We don't have to chant loudly while we're eating. That will be a mess. That will not work. Or lip chanting while we're eating. That will not work either. But chanting within one's mind while eating, while walking, while getting up, while sitting down. So many. While shopping, while driving, even while sleeping. That is a difficult one. If we think of Krishna and chant Hare Krishna throughout the day, then we will also dream of Krishna. That will carry on at night by practice. So here Krishna says, for one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. We think pure devotional service is so far away, so difficult. But here Krishna says, if we explain this secret of always thinking of Krishna, of offering obeisances, of worshipping Krishna, that's the secret. 3 things. Become my devotee. If we explain that to those who have even a little bit of faith, the faithless persons, no, we don't. Who have absolutely zero faith, they will just make offenses. But one who has a little spark of faith, we can explain that secret. Then pure devotional service is guaranteed. In due course of time, pure devotional service is guaranteed. Everybody, the whole world, aspires for pure devotional service. And here it is so easy achievable. Easy. At the end, not only will pure devotional service is guaranteed, at the end, such a devotee will come back to me, guaranteed, in this lifetime. We do that in this lifetime. Guaranteed, back home, back to Godhead. Beautiful. Srila Prabhupada purport, he says, generally it is advised that Bhagavad Gita be discussed amongst the devotees only. Bhagavad Gita is meant for devotees. For those who are not devotees will understand neither Krishna nor Bhagavad Gita. Those who do not accept Krishna as he is, and Bhagavad Gita as it is should not try to explain to persons who are ready. Should not explain Bhagavad Gita whimsically and become offenders. So one has to know a little bit about Bhagavad Gita, about Krishna consciousness. Then we can give said knowledge, not whimsically and become offenders. Bhagavad Gita should be explained to persons who are ready to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that means a little bit of faith. People who have a little bit of faith, who are open to that idea, to understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that needs a little bit of faith. An atheistic person, he doesn't have that faith. So we don't explain that secret of all secrets to an atheistic person, or to even an impersonalist or Mayavadi. No, but someone who is amongst the innocent people. There are three types of people. Srila Prabhupada explains, Bhagavad Gita is explained, Krishna explains. So, devotee, the demon, sura, asura, and the innocent. The vast majority of people are innocent. To the demons, we don't preach Bhagavad Gita. We don't explain that secret of all secrets, because they will just make offenses. And we are the cause of their offenses. And they will go down even further. That is also one of the 10 offenses. As we remember, Prakash, which is that offense? One of the 10 offenses. Prakash. Are you there, Prakash? Vaishnavadaji, which is that offense?
Bhagavad Gita should not be explained to anybody who does not respect Krishna, in the name of Krishna.
Yes, you're faceless.
Or they say blaspheme.
Yes. Yes, you don't need to look it up. It's on your head.
It's in my head, but I don't know.
Yes, so Bhagavad Gita should not be explained to the faithless person, because they will just make offense. And if they make offense, their road to Krishna is blocked. And if we explain to a faithless person, then we are the cause of their road being blocked. But anyone with even a little bit of faith, we can fan that spark. Anyone who is ready to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what Srila Prabhupada says here.
Does that mean that even for trying to explain to somebody who does not have faith, we get into trouble, or we are also stepping back?
We are also getting in trouble because we are the cause of them causing offenses. Because we're giving something to someone who is not ready to accept it. Right? There is a saying, I don't know if you heard that, don't throw pearls to the swines, to the pigs, right? Because a pig cannot appreciate the pearls. So if we give this beautiful Krishna consciousness to someone who has no faith, who cannot appreciate, then that is not very good. So we can preach to the innocent people, those who have a little bit of faith. As a guiding principle, those who have a little bit of faith, who possibly could accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who are not against it, who may not be for it or don't understand, but who are not hardened atheists or demons. So, Srila Prabhupada writes, it is a subject matter for the devotees only, and not for philosophical speculators. That's another point, important point. philosophical speculators. It means impersonalists, mental speculator, philosophical speculator, generally known as a Gyanis. They going on a different path. They want to understand the absolute. They want to understand the absolute. That is not bad. That's a starting point. But they want to understand the absolute by their own mental speculation. What is Krishna saying? What happens to them? Prakash, are you still there?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm logged out
What
Prabhuji this
happens?
time.
What happens to the mental speculators who want to understand the absolute? Not Krishna. They're not convinced of Krishna. They want the absolute truth, impersonal understanding. What happens to them? Prakash.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Vishaka sleeping Prabhuji.
Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavam prapadyante vasudeva sarvam iti samahatma sudurlabha. Bahunam janmanam ante. After many birth and death, they come to the point of understanding Vasudeva Sarvam iti. Vasudev, Krishna, Sarvam, all, is all there is. There's only Krishna. That's all there is. Not this mental speculation, not this, not that. Vasudeva Sarvam iti. And then Krishna says, Samahatma, such a Mahatma, great soul, Sudurlabha, is very rare. So it's very rare. So it is a subject matter for the devotees, not for philosophical speculators. They will not understand the Bhagavad Gita, or for the impersonalists, impersonal, mental speculators. All what they can understand is a Brahman. They don't even understand that Krishna is a Para-Brahman, the highest Brahman. They don't know about Para-Brahman. They think Brahman and Para-Brahman is the same. It is not. Brahman means spiritual effulgence of Krishna, right? And Para-Brahman is Krishna himself. Spiritual effulgence, an example can be given of the sun and the sunshine. So Brahman means the sunshine, and Para-Brahman is the sun. Therefore, the sun and the sunshine is not the same, but simultaneously the sun and the sunshine is the same. That is Lord Chaitanya's philosophical contribution, Achintya Bhed Abheda Tattva. Simultaneously one and different. And Achintya, mysteriously, inconceivably, one and different. So let's look again at the example of the sun. Same and different. What is same? The sunshine and the sun. What is sameness? Light and heat. The sun has light and heat. The sunshine has light and heat. And what is the difference? The sun is the origin of the sunshine. And the sunshine is very coming from the sun, and the quantum particles in the sunshine are tiny, tiny small. And the sun is huge, huge big. So the sun is Para-Brahman and we are Brahman. And we cannot say the sunshine has become the sun. The sunshine never becomes the sun. The sun is always the sun and the sunshine is always the sunshine. Subordinate. But only mental speculators are generally very proud. And by their pride, they cannot accept there is a Para-Brahman. there is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only a devotee will easily accept Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. A devotee has no difficulty being subordinate to Krishna. But a rebellious soul has great difficulty of being subordinate to Krishna. A devotee is just second nature to be subordinate. Krishna is the Lord. We are his servants, tiny little servants. We are happy to serve Krishna, to make Krishna happy. And again, how do we make Krishna happy? If we preach that secret of all secrets, Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto. Always remember Krishna. Serve him. Offer your obeisances. Become a devotee of Krishna. Such a person will attain pure devotional service and will in the end come back to me. Simple as that. That's how the recipe, how to go back home to Godhead. So Srila Prabhupada continues. Anyone, however, who tries sincerely to present Bhagavad Gita as it is, will advance in devotional service and reach the pure devotional state of life. So anybody who even tries to present Bhagavad Gita as it is, one may not be perfect in presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is, but whatever we have understood and we have accepted Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, we try sincerely. That is important. Insincerely means we're just trying for our own show off how great, learned we are. That is not sincerely. That is just showing off. We want reputation, we want name, fame, and glory. Same old story. So we have to have a sincere desire to please Krishna. Then such a soul will advance in devotional service and reach the pure devotional state of life. So we have learned tonight that two ways, which are the same way really, of reaching pure devotional service. We just sincerely present Bhagavad Gita as it is. As a result of such pure devotion, he is sure to go back home, back to Godhead. Sometimes even devotees think it's a mystery how to go back home to God. I have so many material desires in my heart still. How will I ever go back home to Godhead? Like the devotee who was chanting in the corridor, and Srila Prabhupada was chanting next door. And he thought the same thing. Will I ever become a pure devotee? He was convinced, he knew Srila Prabhupada was a pure devotee, but will I ever also, can I become a pure devotee as well? So he knocked on Srila Prabhupada's door. He said, come in. So he asked him the question. Srila Prabhupada was chanting up and down, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada stopped and asked him, and he said, Srila Prabhupada, I know you are a pure devotee, but can I following the rules and chant 16 rounds, can I ever become a pure devotee? And Srila Prabhupada said, why not? You're in the process. So it will take a little bit of time. Why not? You're in the process. What's the process? Following the Four English principles, chanting 16 rounds, associating with Vaishnavas, with devotees, offer devotional service, having firm faith in Krishna and the spiritual master. Always try to always think of Krishna, become his devotees, offer obeisances. Simple thing. And then Srila Prabhupada said, but it may take some time. It may take a little bit of time. It's not immediately. In a week's time. It will take a little bit more than a week, generally. And Srila Prabhupada said, we know that. 50 years is more than enough. So maybe 40 years, maybe 30 years. Haribon. So that was that beautiful. back to Caitanya Caritamrita. The Lord says openly in Bhagavad Gita, the verse we just looked at, Na ja dasman manushyeshu. One who preaches the gospel of the Bhagavad Gita for the benefit of all, benefit of all is most dear to Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Lord so that human society can be perfectly organized from all angles of vision, politically, socially, economically, philosophically, and religiously. So it's not only our advancement, so Srila Prabhupada points out, it will be for the benefit of politically, socially, economically, philosophically, and religiously. From any point of view, human society can be reformed by the Krishna consciousness movement. Does human society need reformation to be reformed? Oh, very much so. Because people are fighting like cats and dogs. There are two major wars in the world right now. And people hate each other, killing each other, fighting each other. And not only the two wars, other people also individually fighting each other, hating each other. So yes, human society needs to be reformed. And Krishna consciousness can do that. Therefore, one who spreads this philosophy of Krishna consciousness for the benefit of all conditioned souls in the universe, not only on planet Earth, in the universe, is perfect in pure devotional service. So, the idea is, if we give Krishna consciousness to others, that they will be benefited. Not that we show off our learning or anything like that, no. And not only that we do our duty, yes, that is good, we do our duty and try to preach Krishna consciousness. But most of all, we feeling for the people who are suffering. There is a saying, Shastra says, a devotee feels for the suffering of others. He doesn't really care for his own status, because he knows Krishna is looking after me. If I have to go through some testing period, that is also Krishna. And if Krishna puts in front of me some rewarding period, that is also Krishna. Good, bad, that doesn't even come in for a devotee. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is bad. This is all a material concept, good and bad. Everything, if we are under Krishna's control, everything what happens to us, there's no question of good and bad. It's Krishna's direction. Even if something so-called bad happening to us, that's the will of the Lord. If something good happening to us, that's the will of the Lord. No difference between good and bad. Because Krishna is a master and we are in his service. And we accept both good and bad with a joyous mind. So for the benefit of all conditioned souls in the universe, oh, I like that. Not only for the benefit of conditioned souls in this world, within the universe. Pure devotional service. The criterion is that the devotee must know what Krishna wants him to do. So that's important. Sometimes devotees say, it was easy for Arjuna what Krishna wanted him to do, because Krishna was right next to him and told him, Arjuna, fight. Easy. But for us today, where is Krishna? But this verse, what we're discussing tonight, it's easy to understand what Krishna wants us to do. Every single one of us, what he wants us to do. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhya mam namaskuru. Always think of him, become his devotee, worship him, offer obeisances to him. That's what Krishna wants us to do. And more, Krishna wants us to induce others to also do the same thing, to spread that. So others can also benefit from that. This understanding can be achieved through the medium of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna. Now that's important. It can only be achieved through the medium of a spiritual master. And the spiritual master has to be a pure devotee, a bona fide representative of Krishna. A pure devotee is a bona fide representative of Krishna. So it cannot be achieved directly in relationship to Krishna. One has to humble himself to surrender to a pure devotee. And surrendering, that is a big word. And Krishna asks that right in the next verse after Manmana bhava madbhakto. Sarva dharman parityaja, just surrender unto me. There are different levels of surrender. One could say, I surrender to Krishna, I chant 1 round every day. Yeah, that's surrender. I surrender to Krishna and to my spiritual master of following 1 principle, 2, 3, or maybe even 4. That is surrendering? No doubt. But one can surrender more, and more, and more. So if someone chants 2 rounds, or 8 rounds, or 16 rounds, that person is surrendering more. So there are different levels of surrender. 100% surrender means pure devotional service of always thinking of Krishna, offering obeisances, being his devotee, and worshipping him. That is 100% surrender. But Krishna accepts 5%, 10%, 50%, 60, 70, 80, 90. Krishna accepts. But here's an important point Srila Prabhupada makes. This understanding can be achieved through the medium of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna. Srila Rupa Goswami advises Adau Guru Ashrayam, one who is serious in wanting to render pure devotional service to the Lord must take shelter of a spiritual master who comes in disciplic succession of Krishna. Now another point is here introduced. Such a spiritual master must come in the disciplic succession from Krishna. Parampara, it is called, Guru Parampara. So one must take shelter of such a spiritual master. Evam parampara praptam iman racharshayo vitu. Without accepting a bona fide spiritual master coming in the disciplic succession, one cannot find out the real purpose of devotional service. Sometimes people who have not accepted the guidance of a spiritual master, of a guru, they speculate. They don't really understand what is the purpose of devotional service. So they speculate. And here Srila Prabhupada writes, one must accept a bona fide spiritual master in the disciplic succession. then one can find out the real purpose of devotional service. Therefore, one has to accept the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and agree to be directed by him, just like Arjuna. Already in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he agreed to be guided by Lord Krishna as his disciples, and he is a spiritual master. Caitanya doshopahatasvabhava. Now I am a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Right? One has to surrender to a spiritual master. Now, someone might raise a question. I don't know any spiritual master. How can I surrender? And how do I find a pure devotee? How do I find a valid question? How do I find a pure devotee? It is like not seeing the forest because of the many trees. The pure devotee is right in front of our eyes. Here, Srila Prabhupada. Yes, but Srila Prabhupada is gone. Srila Prabhupada is not gone. The two manifestations of the spiritual master, one is called Vapu, the physical presence. Srila Prabhupada left that physical presence 40 years ago. And there is another manifestation of Guru, the Vani, the instructions. They haven't left us. We're reading from this Vani right tonight. We have an association with Srila Prabhupada's Vani. So Vani is there, the pure devotee is there. And what is Shastra saying regarding Vapu and Vani? There is no difference between Vapu and Vani. In fact, the Vani is more beneficial. That is strange to understand. How come the Vani is more beneficial? The instructions are more beneficial than when Srila Prabhupada was physically present. People cannot get their head around. Sometimes they say, oh, you met Srila Prabhupada, you are so fortunate. Huh? Really? You can meet Srila Prabhupada in his Vani. Why is it more beneficial, the Vani? Because the Vani, first of all, it is eternal. It is always available. The Vapu, the physical presence, can be appreciated for, how long was Srila Prabhupada with us? A bit more than 10 years. That's all. Here in the West. In India, longer. So, there is a limitation. How long the Vapu, the physical presence, can be appreciated. But there is no limitation how much the Vani, the instruction form of the spiritual master, can be appreciated. And there is this beautiful writing by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He reasons ill. It means he is not thinking correctly. Who thinks that Vaishnavas die? Oh, Srila Prabhupada left us, he died. No. He reasons ill, who thinks that Vaishnavas die. So they are living still in sound. Oh, there's a sound. The words of Srila Prabhupada are here. This is a sound, written down sound. Srila Prabhupada says, this Bhaktivedanta purpose are my kirtan. This is a sound. It has been spoken on the tape recorder. It is sound. It has been spoken by Srila Prabhupada. It has been recorded, and then the recording has been played, and the devotees transcribed it into the Bhagavad Gita. So actually the words in the Bhagavad Gita is a sound representation. So while they are present in sound, the Vaishnavas die to live. What does that mean? A Vaishnava, a devotee, dies to live. Because he dies, he leaves his material body to live eternally with Krishna. And while living, what does he do while living in this world, in this body? He spreads the holy name around. So that is a beautiful poetry by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So therefore, The instruction form, the Vani, is eternal and is very much appreciated. And Krishna's Vani is also here. When Krishna says, Manmana Bhava Mat Bhakto, always think of me. That is Krishna's Vani. That is Krishna's instruction form. He has spoken it 5,000 years ago, and still the Vani we take advantage today. And then Srila Prabhupada's Vani, when he wrote his purports to the verses of Bhagavad Gita. So we have Krishna's Vani and we have Srila Prabhupada's Vani here. What more can we want? So the argument, I don't know any pure devotee, it is wrong. It is mistaken. A pure devotee is right there in front of us in his Vani. And if we think, yeah, but the physically Srila Prabhupada is gone. If we make the distinction between the physical Vapu and the instruction from the Vani, then that is even an offense. We have to understand instruction form and physical presence, it is just the same. Therefore, one has to accept the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and agree to be directed by him. Like Arjuna, he agreed to be directed by Krishna. Not always. In the first chapter, and to some degree in the second chapter, Arjuna was not, has not agreed to be directed by Krishna. He was arguing with Krishna. How can I kill my kinsman? It was an argument. So many arguments. And even if I kill all the warriors, then the women are there and they have no protection. And if the women have no protection, then unwanted progeny, unwanted children will be there. They will be taken advantage of by scrupulous men. So many arguments. And we're committing sin. We're destroying the continuation of community projects and this. Just imagine if there are no more men, if all the warriors are killed, there's only the women left. That's almost the situation like is happening in Ukraine right now. All the male soldiers are all getting killed and only the women are there. So many arguments. And eventually he said, no, I rather go to the forest, meditate in the forest. A kshatriya like Arjuna, meditate in the forest. It's unthinkable. He can't do it. There's so much passion. He needs to engage his kshatriya skills and passion in the service of the Lord. And Krishna told him, you cannot. You're a kshatriya. You cannot avoid fighting. You cannot become a Brahmin. Neither can you become a Vaishya or a Shudra. You are a kshatriya. And you have to follow your nature, your kshatriya nature. So many arguments. And eventually Arjuna said, no, I can't do it. Govinda, I shall not fight. Very strong statement. At that point, he did not accept Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said like that. If we accept Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead, we'll have to do, and we will do, whatever he tells us. So, and he sat down, he was overcome by grief. Of course, Arjuna played that game, that role as an ordinary living entity for us to take a lesson. Arjuna is an eternal associate of the Lord, liberated soul. He doesn't have to play this role, but Krishna wanted him to play this role of arguing and not wanting to follow Krishna's instructions, all of that for our benefit, because we are in that situation. We don't want to surrender to Krishna. Why should I surrender to anybody? I'm the master, I'm the controller, I'm the enjoyer of everything. It feels good. I can do whatever I want. This whole world is meant for my pleasure, for my lusty desires. So that is the frame of mind of people in general. So Arjuna reflected that. No, I cannot. Of course, he was in a difficult situation of having to fight his relatives as a Kshatriya. We have other challenges. We don't have to fight our family members. We may have to fight so many, how shall I say, so many pushings of the senses, so many manifestations of the illusory energy Maya. We may have to fight that. We may have to fight our laziness. We may have to fight our Tamagun. We may have to fight our Rajagun, our passion. Oh, all that. Our fight is different than Arjuna's, but still it is a fight. And then Arjuna surrenders. Caitanya doshapahata svapava. Now I understand. You are my friend. And you are also the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Arjuna feels embarrassed. Krishna, I have been treating you as my friend. Jai Shri Shinitai Sachi Sundariji Ki Jai. We have been eating together. We have been lying on the same bed together, embracing each other. We have done just what friends do. And now I feel embarrassed, because now I understand you're not just my friend. You are the Supreme Lord. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just imagine, if we have a friend, we're doing all kinds of things with our friend, what friends do. And suddenly you find out, actually your friend is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Oh, we'll be immediately down on your knees and please forgive me. That's what Arjuna did. Please forgive me. And from that point on in Bhagavad Gita, from that point on in the conversation between Arjuna and Krishna 5,000 years ago on the battlefield, and that whole Bhagavad Gita conversation took not more than half an hour. Half an hour. That's what Srila Prabhupada says. But Arjuna was very quick in understanding everything. In half an hour he understood the whole purpose of Krishna consciousness. The whole purpose of the Vedas, everything in half an hour he understood. It takes us years and years. He surrendered fully to Krishna. At the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, okay, now I have explained everything. I'm ready to explain you again if that is needed. But what do you want to do now? Krishna does not force. Krishna gives us free will, fully. He does not interfere with our free will. So he said, Arjuna, so what you will do? I've explained everything to you. And Arjuna had asked so many questions. How to control the mind and all the yogas and everything. Then Arjuna says at the end of Bhagavad Gita, now I have understood the whole situation. I will fight. I will do as you direct me. So we also have to come to that point. Krishna, I'm surrendered unto you. I will do what you want me to do. And we started off. What does Krishna want us to do? Krishna says, first of all, yourself. Manmana Bhavamat Bhakto, always think of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances, worship me. For us. And then Krishna says, what I want you to do, every devotee, preach this secret of all secrets to others. And Srila Prabhupada, here, what he amazed me, I didn't expect that. Well, yes, I did, knowing Srila Prabhupada. Preach it in the entire universe, he says. In the entire universe. So, and then he says, if we preach this message of Bhagavad Gita to others, preach means if we share it with others, and you missed the beginning of the class, so Ravi, so I'll just repeat that. That Bhagavad Gita is meant for devotees, and we should not give this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to those who are faithless, because they will just cause offense. And then we are the cause of them committing offense, and they're committing an offense, and they will go down and down and down. And we are the cause, they're going down and down. So we also get a reaction. Therefore, amongst the 10 offenses, the 9th offense, it says, it is an offense to preach the glories of the holy name to the faithless.
But Prabhuji, what is it when, devotees are preaching, but they're preaching to the faithless, like you've mentioned, when they're out and about and distributing books and preaching, but then when there's faithless people there, is that still an offense, or how do you differentiate?
Good question, huh? While we are out and distributing books and out on Harinam, we don't give the secrets to the general mass of people. We just engage them in chanting Hare Krishna. We don't elaborate on the glories of the holy name, because they will just argue and they will not understand her. But most people are innocent. There's 3 classes, as mentioned. I'm repeating because you came late. So 3 classes, the demons, the devotees, and the innocent. To the demons, we don't preach. One has to be spiritually very, very strong to preach to the demons. So generally, the atheists, the demons, don't argue with them. I've seen devotees arguing with some atheistic people because there was some pride. They had to establish, say, I am right. No, preaching has nothing to do with I am right. Preaching has to do with helping that other person to make at least 1 or 2 or 3 steps ahead. That is a goal, to help someone to advance a little bit, not to prove our knowledge or anything like that. That is just pride. Therefore, a devotee is very humble, really humble. He doesn't look for any glories for himself, any reputation. There are devotees who aspiring for reputation, that is there. Or even kirtan performers who pratishta, that is a word, feeding one's own ego, wanting to be admired, I'm a big midangam player and I'm playing her and hoping the ladies will take notice of me. This is all there.
It is.
But that's not the goal. That is sidetracked. So we need to get rid of all that. A devotee means humble, very humble. And we have many times discussed Vidya Vinaya Sampane, learned and humble sage sees with equal vision. Well-known verse. A dog eater, an elephant, a Brahmin. But generally we focus on seeing with equal vision of that verse.
Prabhuji, when you say humble, in my experience, it's said that the humility with devotees in the wider world is not there in today's world. With certain devotees and people, yes. But when there's big temples, big organizations, big, places, then I think what you've touched on, the ego or something is there. I've not seen that humbleness, kindness, that warmth as an initiated or higher initiated devotee. I understand to keep things, smoothly rolling, but still to, the way people behave with just non-devotees or other devotees. It's sad that humbleness, I feel, is lacking personally.
Of course, we cannot generalize.
No.
But amongst devotees, there are all sorts of levels of spiritual advancement. And some, seemingly in these lifetimes, are just staying on the same level for a long, long time. But devotional service is very powerful. Eventually they will advance. And if they don't advance in this lifetime, they're coming back and carry on and advancing next or next or next or next lifetime.
It's like Prabhuji with Mridangam plays. I'm sure if somebody's cooking or serving or singing or other things, there's still that level of ego or something there. I mean, the humbleness sometimes is lacking.
Ahankara vimutadma kartaham iti manyate. So that false ego, bewildered by false ego, is not surprising, because we have been playing the game of being supreme controller and supreme enjoyer for millions of lifetimes. So that ahankara, the false identification, where does it start, the false identification? It starts with I am this body, I belong to this family, I belong to this community, I am English, Indian, African, Chinese. That's all ahankara. We're not. We are tiny little part and parcels of Krishna. It's like the sunshine, the quantum atoms in the sunshine who are shining. We are that comparable. We are that tiny small quantum shining molecules or atoms. If the sunshine thinks, I am the sun, it doesn't work. The sunshine is never the sun. So we are tiny, small. And if the sunshine thinks, I'm shining on India, I'm an Indian sunshine, I'm an English sunshine, or I'm an African sunshine. No. It's obviously and logical. Sunshine is sunshine. Just because the sunshine falls on Africa, it doesn't make it an African sunshine, or an English sunshine, an American sunshine. So these false identifications can be there for a long time. That is called the long road of anartha nivritti, of purification in the heart. By regularly, and important, regularly chanting Hare Krishna, that purification takes place. But it's a long road, or it can be as long as short as we are sincerely trying to purify our heart. So, those devotees who are more advanced, their humility has increased, and becoming more humble, and the false ego, false identification is going down, humility is going up, and the Krishna consciousness is going up, and with such devotees we shall associate. Then that helps us to also come up. So, it is just like in a hospital. You wouldn't expect in a hospital that everybody is in perfect health. There are all kinds of degrees of sick people. Some are very sick. Some have recovered to some extent, and some are almost ready to be discharged. So in the Krishna consciousness temples, the same thing. There are all kind of devotees there. Some are very sick, some are recovering, and some are more advanced, and some are almost healthy, and some are even healthier. So we should not be surprised to see different. Okay, so someone is playing the Midangam to attract the Mataji's. Okay, let's... Of course, that is not very nice kirtan to feel inspired by. If we hear some, it's not the fancy tunes which are inspiring the heart. That is just very external. That nice melodies and whatever. Yes, but a pure kirtan from a pure heart, that is a million times more attractive. Million times more attractive. So, we have to be, back to that verse, the learned and humble sage sees with equal vision an elephant, a Brahmin, a dog eater. So generally we focus on the equal vision. That's not the only verse which speaks about equal vision. Brahma Buddha Prasanatmana Sochadina Kankshati, that's another verse later on, the 18th chapter, which is about equal vision. Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Sama, same. Sarveshu, all. Bhuteshu, living entities. That's a liberated stage. Such a devotee sees with equal vision all living entities equal. Not because he is also English, I feel differently to him. He is Hindu, I feel close to him. He is a Muslim, I dislike her. No, not like that. Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu. So that verse with the elephant and the dog eater and the Brahmana, the part we generally don't focus on is the humble sage. By virtue of his knowledge, sees with equal vision. So the sage means the devotee has to be humble. A devotee has to be humble. And what's that verse, that supreme verse of humility? Lord Caitanya, Shikshastakam Prayas, Trinata Pisunichana, Taro Apisa Hishnuna, Amanina Manadina Caitanya Sadari. Lord Caitanya is instructing us, we have to become more humble than the grass on the path or the straw in the street. Everybody walks over, tramples on it, and the grass doesn't complain. That's humility. We have to become more tolerant than a tree. He stands for hundreds of years in the rain, in the snow, people cutting branches and even cutting himself, cutting the whole tree. He's not complaining. And one has to give respect to all living entities, respecting everyone. Wherever, from any community, from any religious background, from any ethnic background, from any skin color, all of that has to go, these differentiations, that we don't fall into some group mentality. Oh, I'm sticking with the Indian devotees, I'm sticking with Western devotees, I'm with the African. No, devotee is actually an offense to consider a devotee according to his country of birth. A devotee is above country of birth. He is a servant of Krishna. So, Indian, Westerners, white, yellow, brown, that doesn't come even in our consideration. So, that Shikshastakam verse, it's very, very important. To give respect to everyone, never mind from which background they are. And the more important thing, not to expect respect in return. That is easy. You respect me, I respect you. That is easy. You don't respect me, well, I don't respect you. That's also easy. But to not being properly respected and still give respect, that is difficult. And then Lord Caitanya says, Caitanya sadahari, in such a state of consciousness, humility, tolerance, and not craving for respect, in such a state of mind, one can chant Hare Krishna continuously. Artificially, it's not possible. Okay, I'll chant Hare Krishna 24 hours, also done. The mind will not allow us to do if the proper humility is not there. Otherwise, Lord Caitanya would be wrong. Caitanya sadahari, and Lord Caitanya is never wrong. And on that we stop. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.